My name is Kevin Gotro, and I'm a manager on our HR technology team. Today, I have the pleasure of talking to you a little bit about the learning modernization journey that we are on and why learning matters. So as I was preparing for this talk, I thought about how relevant the learning journey is to the overall modernization that we're on as a corporation. So we think about renewal and everything that we're doing around renewal to position us to be more competitive in the marketplace. I think this is the learning modernization that we're on ties perfectly into that renewal journey. So my presentation today will focus on two key areas. One, what does the future of learning look like at FedEx and why it matters? And then second, what is the journey to get us there? So what capabilities are we going to introduce and technologies are we going to leverage to allow us to be more effective? So at the end of this presentation, I hope that you'll come away with three things. Number one, I hope to increase your awareness about our modernization journey. And second, I want to introduce you to some channels, more effective channels that we can leverage, some more capabilities that we can leverage to allow us to be more avid learners and more engaged as learners. And then third, I want to talk a little bit about some of the benefits of learning. So when we think about, what learning, the purpose of learning, and what our goals are from a personal growth perspective and from a company growth perspective, learning ties directly into that. And then, when we think about, how we can be more competitive in the marketplace, we need talent to be more competitive. So it's incumbent upon all of us as leaders within the organization to make sure that we're up to the challenge, that we're adequately trained, that we're aware of all of the changes that are going on in our industry. So I'm going to challenge you a little bit now. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and think about for a second, if you had the opportunity to shape our learning journey, what are some of the things that you would do to help change that, to help influence it? And then at the same time, think about what would motivate you to be a more avid learner. What are some of the things that we could do or change as a technology team that will make learning more attractive to you? And then just think about anything else as we're going down this path of learning modernization, because as the leader of that team, I'm definitely interested in your feedback. So let's dive into what the future looks like now. But before we do that, I think we need to really understand why learning matters, right? So I talked about it a few seconds ago. Learning is really about trying to figure out how to engage and inspire and equip our team members so that they can accomplish their goals and objectives. So as our team members grow, the company is more effective, is more profitable, is more productive. So that's really what it boils down to. That's why we're doing what we're doing. So I really like this illustration because it really, paints the picture of what the healthy modern learning ecosystem looks like. We're not going to try to eat the elephant all at once. We're just going to focus on a couple key areas. So first, obviously we're in this mobile-first world. So imagine a world where you had your learning at your fingertips on your mobile phone. That's one of the key areas that we're seeking to introduce, because obviously with our existing situation with FLC, we don't have that capability. Secondly, from a usability perspective. So how can we improve that? So imagine a world where, just like you learn at home, you go out to YouTube You go out to TED Talks. You're able to consume learning. Imagine if we can bring those similar capabilities to you at FedEx. That's the second thing that we're striving to do. And then third, we obviously have this huge network of tribal knowledge. So imagine a scenario where, Shin, you had an idea on how to introduce more effective ICS controls into the environment. And you had a process or procedure that you had documented. Imagine a scenario where you can publish that documentation on our learning platform and allow anyone that's interested to consume it and receive credit for it, or attest that they're aware of how to research or how to look at industrial controls. That's as an example. So those are the key areas that we're focusing on, and that's really what the future holds for us and what we're focusing on in terms of learning modernization. So in case you're still wondering why we're on this modernization journey, the company is invested in us. We have a growth and learning initiative. But look at this quote. If companies want to build a truly compelling self-directed learning experience at work, they should think beyond the realm of corporate LMS. Today we have a traditional corporate LMS. As I stated, it has limited capabilities. It has limited channels in terms of how you can consume the content. Our goal is to increase the ability or to make the experience more effective and allow you to be more engaged in your learning experience. So how do we get there? That's the next step, right? So the first thing we have to do is we have to retire our legacy system. So obviously there's a huge emphasis as a corporation to retire legacy systems. FLC, it's been around since 2012. It's fulfilled its purpose. But now it's time for us to evolve. So in evolving, I talked to you about the new capabilities that we want to introduce. So now we have to come up with a new vision for learning that encompasses more effective ways to learn. So that's the second thing that we need to focus on as we proceed down this modernization path. And then thirdly, we've targeted a platform called Workday Learning. You guys are all familiar with Workday Core HCM. All of us as managers leverage that platform to perform various HR functions. Well, we're basically building upon that. And just a few more driving forces that are leading us down this path. So there's definitely an opportunity to consolidate platforms and reduce spend. So obviously we have Workday that we're paying for, an annual subscription. We also have FLC. It's a $2 million annual investment. So there's definitely an opportunity to reduce that spend. And then secondly, we had a situation recently where we had some audit. We went through an audit with our FLC platform. So this migrating to a new platform gives us an opportunity to resolve or to remediate some of those issues. In conclusion, I hope that I've been successful in sharing with you guys what the future of learning looks like. And in addition to that, a little bit about what the journey is that we're on in terms of modernization. And then also, talking about some of the effective channels that we want to, and capabilities that we want to leverage going forward, and then how this ultimately can benefit you guys. So in terms of next steps, we're in a phase now. We're sort of in a definition/planning phase, and we're in the midst of trying to come up with what our reshaped vision is. And once we finish that out, then we'll progress to our planning phase. And then the next step beyond that will be for us to implement Workday Learning in the services environment. We anticipate that that'll start in August of this calendar year. And then the overall goal is to have learning implemented within a year and a half, which will put us at FY20 at the end of the second quarter. So that's all I have. Thank you for your time.
Give me a hand.